Snow-covered stages, a drop in temperatures and some mean-looking studded tyres. It's round 2 of the World Rally Championship, the Swedish Rally. Reigning world champion Sebastian Loeb makes his 100th WRC start this weekend. He won this event in 2004 and is the only non-Scandinavian to do so. As expected, he dominated the first round of the season in Monte Carlo, but he won't have it all his own way this weekend as he faces up to the Nordic Challenge. And the #1 Scandinavian at the moment is Finland's Mikko Hirvonen. This is a big weekend for Mikko. A win in Sweden for the Ford driver would send a clear message to Loeb that he can challenge him for the World Drivers' title this year.
I don't know if I'm favourite, but I feel good about it anyway, and I think we can beat him here.
Do you need to beat him?
Well, I don't need to beat him, but this is the rally. I thought that it's going to be the first one where I really have a good chance. So if I get 2 more points than him from here, that would be perfect.
Mikko's second place in Monte Carlo was the best start to the season he could have hoped for, so he should be confident. Of the other Scandinavians, look out for Hirvonen's Ford teammate Jari-Matti Latvala and the Solberg brothers from Norway. Petter Solberg, who won this event in 2005, will be encouraged by his trouble-free run in the Subaru to 5th place in Monte Carlo.
It would have been good fun to come on the podium, definitely. What will happen, we don't know yet. But I have no plan, no strategy, but that's my hope, definitely.
While Henning in the Stobart VK Ford Focus will be looking to improve on his 4th place here in 2007.
2 days last year we were fighting with Mikko on the 3rd place, so I had a spin in one of the last stages on Saturday, and that was my fault, so I lost the chance to fight with him, but this year we try to fight with the podium again.
Sweden's #1 driver P.T. Anderson may not be quite ready to challenge for the top honours in his Suzuki SX4, which makes its debut in the snow, but he'll want to put in an eye-catching performance. PG made a great start to his WRC career by picking up a point in the Drivers' Championship in round 1, but Loeb's Monte Carlo win sees him on 10 points, Hirvonen second on 8, while Subaru's Chris Atkinson is 3rd on 6. The Australian's performance, along with Petter Solberg, sees Subaru arrive in Sweden on 10 points in the Manufacturers' Championship, but Citroën on 11 are the early pace setters here. This may be the only snow rally of the season, but this was the scene at Shakedown. The snow and ice is melting. There is still plenty around on the stages, which are further north, but if temperatures stay above 0, the gravel roads could become increasingly exposed, which presents a whole new challenge.
The problem is that the tyres are so narrow and they've got like an aggressive stud in them, and that will dig into the dirt when there's no snow or ice space. And as you can imagine, that becomes deep quickly the narrower the tyre is, like a snow tyre. A tarmac tyre is not going to dig a big hole, is it? But a snow tyre will. When the sidewall goes into that and there's rocks in the gravel, the sidewall of the tyre can get punctured quite easily, and that's obviously a big problem.
Also, if there is gravel, the problem is about the studs. You can break a studs, and without studs it's quite difficult to drive.
So problems more like those experienced in the Acropolis or Argentinian rallies. But we are in Sweden, in the city of Karlstad to be precise. This is where the service park is situated, but the majority of the 340 stage kilometres take place in the forest to the north of here. But it all got going at the Super Special in Karlstad. Thousands of fans turned out on a chilly Thursday evening to watch this 2-kilometre stage, and it was a spectacular start to the weekend. The headline act was a head-to-head fight between Mikko Hirvonen and Sebastian Loeb. With Karlstad further south than the bulk of the stages, a recent thaw means the stage is effectively run on gravel. So not a particularly wintry start to the rally. And it was a close run thing between these two rivals, just 0.2 of a second in it. But it's Mikko Hirvonen who came out on top on stage 1. Quickest overall, though, was Subaru's Petter Solberg. The Norwegian set a time just under a second quicker than Hirvonen's effort.
Chris, 136.2, 36.2, Chris, and the galley 130.9, 30.9, galley.
A move an hour to the north on Friday morning sees much more snow and ice around, and Monte Carlo winner Sebastian Loeb is the first to sample the conditions. After a recent snowfall, there is a layer of snow and ice here, but how long it lasts remains to be seen. This is a new stage to most drivers too, so an open playing field, and Seb will have to concentrate even more intently on the pace notes from co-driver Daniel Elena.
Et droite 140. Droite 140, 100 mètres. Droite 140 de moins.
He's cleared the stage. Let's find out what the conditions are like.
Sebastian, at the last split we have 3.1 slower than Mikko.
Yeah, but okay, it's very tricky for me. It's very soft. You lose the grip all the time. Sometimes you brake, it's some grip. Sometimes you brake, it's nothing. You turn, the car is doing like this. It's not constant, so I don't like.
Tricky roads out there then, and let's get straight back to Mikko Hirvonen, who's attacking the latter part of the stage. Like Seb, he seems to be sliding around a lot. It's a testing start to the Swedish Rally this year. Mikko, though, is giving his all to stay ahead of Loeb. Into the flying finish. I think he'll be quicker here. Yes, 3.4 seconds faster on that 15-kilometre stage. So far, so good for Ford's number one.
Mikko, at the last split we had you up on, Sebastian. That's a good start to the morning.
Yeah, it's a good start, and but stages are really soft. I'm sure the guys behind, they're going to be a lot faster. There's no doubt.
Well, Mikko too struggling a bit on that stage, and next on the road is Subaru's Chris Atkinson. The Australian has never had the best of luck in Sweden's snowy forests, but after that stunning podium finish in Monte Carlo, he'll be in confident mood. Atkinson's teammate Petter Solberg should be one to watch in Sweden. Developments on this in Pretzel may have been frozen while the team throw all their efforts behind the new car, but we saw in Monte Carlo there is still some speed to be found in this troublesome chassis. Petter sets an identical time to his teammate. Gigi Gali grew up in the Italian ski resort of Livigno, so he's another driver perfectly comfortable driving at breakneck speeds on the white stuff. Flat out driving here from Gigi. He's always spectacular to watch, and he's 6th fastest on this stage. Much is expected meanwhile from Per Gunnar Andersson. The local hero has raised expectations among the Swedish fans and media up another notch with his stunning point-scoring debut in the Suzuki SX4. And it's a solid start from the reigning junior world champion. He's running in 8th after stage 2. Henning Solberg has also grown up driving on ice and snow, and after claiming a podium place at his home event last year, he's a proven force on this surface. He's 5th fastest on stage 2 and in the same position overall. As Mikko Hirvonen had predicted, the surface is definitely clearing. And Ford number 2, Jari-Matti Latvala, may be able to take advantage of his lower running order. After a frustrating rally Monte Carlo, the young Finn is 10th on the road and has much more grip here. He's been right on the limit, and the early split times are looking very promising. Looking at the clock as he surges on towards the finish boards now, and he should beat his teammate here. Yes, a stunning start to the weekend for Jari-Matti, 3.3 seconds quicker than Mikko, and the 22-year-old leads a rally for the first time this year. And further proof that the road is clearing comes from Norwegian privateer Mats Osberg. He sets a stunning time in here, the Subaru driver's 3rd fastest, and jumps up to 4th on the leaderboard. This is how they stand then after the first proper stage of the rally. Latvala out front, 3.7 seconds ahead of his teammate, with Loeb in 3rd. Osberg's in his highest ever position in 4th, just ahead of Henning Solberg and Gigi Gali. It's been a great start for Ford. Jari-Matti Latvala's the surprise leader ahead of Mikko Hirvonen, while Loeb is down in third. Day one continues after the break. Welcome back to the Swedish Rally. It's been a terrific start for Ford's new young gun Latvala, and moving on to the two longest stages of the day next, he has another opportunity to increase his lead over his teammate. Sebastian Loeb, meanwhile, knows he has a tough task ahead if he's to stay in touch with Ford's flying Finns. Changing a couple of pace notes there. It's another new stage, so that is to be expected. Oh, but he's lost it there. He's clipped the inside of the corner, flipped the C4 into a roll, and it's a nightmare for the championship leader.
Ouais, Troen pour Seb, on est sorti.
He's straight on the radio to the team back at base. Or maybe he wasn't concentrating fully there while tweaking those pace notes. The car is back on four wheels, but he's going nowhere in a hurry. Let's take another look at this then. It's something of a collector's item. Loeb simply doesn't do driver errors, but he clearly got this all wrong. He turned in much too early, clipped the snowbank on the inside, and that's enough to flip him over. And that's his rear wing that's been ripped off mid-roll. A strange incident, but the effect is disastrous. This is a somewhat battered and bruised Citroën C4, and the car is still stuck fast at the side of the road, despite the best efforts of some helpful spectators. Well, it's turning into a dramatic morning then, and this is Mikko Hirvonen now. He's fast approaching the stranded world champion. Oh, and Loeb still blocking half the road. It's a tight squeeze for the Ford Focus. Mikko gets through without losing too much time. Loeb, though, is still stranded. He gets the car moving eventually, but he's lost the best part of 4 minutes. And with only a 15-minute remote service to come before the afternoon loop, the team will have limited ability to make repairs. It's not the result Seb would have hoped for in his 100th rally. Chris Atkinson, meanwhile, is hoping to break into the point-scoring places.
Then 7 right long lead. 7 right long lead. Then 8 left first very long. 13.
Oh, and he's off too. Well, this will feel like deja vu for the Australian. He's been caught out by Sweden's treacherous snowdrifts in the past, and once again he's completely beached. It takes 15 minutes to drag the Impreza from its icy imprisonment. PG Anderson's 8th place finish in Monte Carlo was a stunning introduction to the sport's top level, and he'll be hoping for more of the same at his home event. Oh, but he's got a problem here. He's not happy. PG is losing all power. He's got little choice but to pull over at the side of the road. And a blown engine is a devastating way to end his run on home soil, but it's still early days for the Suzuki SX4, so these teething problems are to be expected.
PG, the car's parked up not far from the end of stage 4. What happened?
Then something happened with the engine, and it lost the power, and just around the corner here it just stopped.
After his amazing run through stage 2, Norwegian privateer Mats Osberg has hit problems. A big spin in stage 3 sees him lose almost 40 seconds, and his dream of a top 5 finish could be over already. Estonian driver Erno Arva is on his first of a 10-event campaign this year in a Citroën Sport-backed C4. But his first event gets off to a frustrating start on stage 4. He keeps his foot down and tries to power his way out of the snowbank, but he becomes yet another driver to get wedged on the roadside. Up ahead though, Jari-Matti Latvala is continuing to set a searing pace. He was fastest again in stage 3, edging further away from Hirvonen, but here in stage 4 it's been a stunning performance. He's on course to absolutely destroy Mikko's time. That is an outstanding effort, 17.4 seconds quicker than Hirvonen, and suddenly Malcolm Wilson's decision to sign the Finn is looking very wise indeed. After just 4 stages, Latvala already has a 23-second lead over his teammate, with Henning Solberg now up to 3rd following Loeb's delay in the snowbank. It's actually a Ford 1-2-3-4 now, with Gigi Gali in 4th. Next Next up for the crews is a remote 15-minute service, and Loeb is already 5 minutes late in, earning himself a 50-second penalty.
Sebastian, what happened?
It happened that we rolled in a fast left. I went a bit too much inside with a front wheel. I put the front wheel in the snowbank. Then it threw me completely sideways, and I couldn't go straight again. Then we went in the ditch and we rolled, and then I didn't have clutch. It was broken, so I couldn't start again. I lost a lot of time for that, and also some engine problem. I don't know.
Didier, if we didn't have a remote service and we had a normal service back at HQ, would you have been able to fix the car?
Yes, probably yes, because we have a lot of spare parts to change it, and yes, probably yes.
Loeb has to push start his car just to get out of the service area, but there's no such worries for rally leader Jari-Matti Latvala.
Jari-Matti, we've seen you in the lead before, but you've never actually finished the rally in the lead.
Yeah, in the past I have been leading quite many times in the rally, so we need to get to the finish. That's the point, you know, if you want to get the result. So need to just keep the concentration, or maximum concentration and focused, and that's the key words.
And just a few kilometres from service, it all comes to an end for Loeb.
We decided to stop because the engine is not going so well, so we have no power, so it's not interesting to try to continue like this.
So Loeb is out then, and as the crews move on to the afternoon loop of stages, it's all falling into place nicely for Mikko Hirvonen. He starts the afternoon just 23 seconds behind his teammate, and with the road now cleared, Jari-Matti Latvala has no road order advantage. We should see a fight between the four drivers for the lead over the next few stages. Gigi Galli, meanwhile, has had a terrific run in his second rally with the Stobart VK Ford team. The Italian's currently fourth, but his teammate Henning Solberg is only 16 seconds ahead, and Gigi seems determined to close the gap. Lots of gravel around now. There's barely any snow and ice left, so not ideal conditions this afternoon. Here is Henning now in the eye-catching orange Ford Focus. Grip will be patchy at best, with the studs on these tyres vulnerable on the exposed gravel. And a wild moment there from the Norwegian. He's off the road and just about managed to power his way out of that roadside ditch, but he's still just under 16 seconds ahead of Galli after stage 6. Henning's compatriot Mats Osberg, meanwhile, is moving back in the right direction after his morning spin looked to have destroyed his terrific start. The 5th fastest time on stage 5 sees him move up from 8th to 6th. A good run for the privateer, but what about our early leader? Jari-Matti Latvala has clearly not let the frustration of a disastrous Monte Carlo rally dwell on his mind too much. He's been in scintillating form so far this morning, but will his pace suffer now the road conditions are the same for everyone? It would appear not at the moment. This is incredible driving from Jari-Matti. The pace notes are being read by Mika Antila. Let's take a moment to appreciate the stunning speeds of the Swedish Rally.
Oikein viis auki, pirun pitkä. Jatkuu nyppy, joten 1, kirraa 3, kirraa, pirun pitkä, älä. Sitten nyppy, joten 1, kirraa 3, kirraa, pirun pitkä, älä.
Terrific stuff from Latvala, and the road surface has had no effect. Once again, the Finn sets fastest times on stages 5 and 6, and crucially smashes the time set by Hirvonen. A stunned Mikko now finds himself just over 37 seconds behind his teammate. He also now has Henning Solberg just 7.1 seconds behind in 3rd. Galli is in a Solberg sandwich in 4th, with Osberg 6th and Tony Gardemeister in 7th. The big news is the world champion is out and the Fords are dominating. The final stages of the first day are coming up. Welcome back to the Swedish Rally. Before we rejoin the action, let's catch up with some of the runners lower down the order. Brit Matthew Wilson has had a good day, working his way up from 11th place. He goes into stage 7 in the points in 8th overall. Tony Gardemeister has been struggling with his Suzuki all day with transmission problems. He's in 7th and will know that he'll do well to hold off Wilson in the final stages of the day. Danny Sordo has been competing in his own rally after taking a 5-minute penalty for starting with a new engine here in Sweden. He's running down in 24th and can only realistically hope for manufacturer points. For Khalid Al-Qasimi and his Abu Dhabi tourism-backed Ford, this is all new. He's never competed on snow before and is just happy to still be in the rally as he finds his feet in this difficult event. Back to the action now, and Jari-Matti Latvala leads from his teammate Mikko Hirvonen with Henning Solberg 4th, 7 seconds behind Ford's number 1. The crews head into the second run through Mangen, and all the talk is about the tricky conditions. Mikko Hirvonen is first into the stage after Loeb's retirement. The Finn's picking his way cautiously through this rutted road. His main aim now is to score points, knowing Loeb is not going to pick up any. Gigi Gali has been gaining in confidence during the day. He goes into the stage just under 16 seconds behind his teammate Henning Solberg.
Sinistra su Tossino, lunghezza 10 diventa 4, lunghezza 10 diventa 2+.
The flamboyant Italian is on form and posts the fastest time so far. Henning Solberg follows Gali into the stage, but he can't match Gigi's pace. He's 9 seconds slower than the Italian through stage 7, and the gap between the pair is down to just 6.9 seconds. For Petter Solberg, it's a case of making steady progress through the mistakes of others. The Norwegian dropped from 1st to 7th on stage 2, but he's worked his way back up to 5th overall. But the man of the moment is very definitely Jari-Matti Latvala. The young Finn has won every stage so far today, and he keeps this stat going with another fastest time through Mangen. And after a second run through the Super Special, this is how they stand. Latvala's lead is 48 seconds. Hirvonen's just over 8 seconds ahead of Henning Solberg in 3rd, while Gigi Gali's been catching his teammate, finishing the day just 5.7 seconds behind the Norwegian.
Jari-Matti, what a fantastic day. Won almost all the stages.
Yeah, it was a perfect day, honestly saying. I knew in the morning that we're going to have a good chances to do well in the first 3 stages, because we were 10th car on the road, so we were having a little bit cleaner position. But that we were still competitive in the afternoon. It was a bit surprise for me.
What are you going to look forward to tomorrow? Is your road position going to be a disadvantage for you?
A little bit in the morning, yes, because I will be first car on the road, and if there is snow a lot on the road, then I will, basically lose. But okay, we have a quite nice lead, so we have to a little bit control how fast the others are going and see what we can do.
Mikko, have you been surprised about Jari-Matti's speed today?
Well, a little bit, yeah. I knew that he might be leading the rally because of he has a good starting position, but the gap he made, that's quite amazing, so he's done a good job.
Can you put any pressure on him tomorrow and change that?
I will put some pressure tomorrow for sure, but I'm not gonna attack like I would against Sebastian. I still want to finish the rally and get 8 points, so I don't want to do anything stupid.
Is the battle in your mind with Gigi or with Mikko?
I don't know. I don't care. I just drive but tomorrow we have to see what will happen tomorrow. Jari is first on the road, Mikko is second, and then I am third, so we have to see tomorrow.
Is there any chance that Malcolm Wilson might tell you to back off to make sure that his boys get there?
No, he will never do, and he cannot tell me. He was there.
It's been a dramatic day here in Sweden. Loeb is out of the running and Latvala leads. For more news and views, check out WRC.com. But there's another 2 days of snow and ice drama to come.